Beaders, it's Gina from orchidandopal.com. It is Tuesday, February the 5th, and I'm back with another finished jewelry update. This time it's going to be a finished jewelry update based on the January Jesse James bead subscription box. Their theme was across the universe, and a lot of these colors represent a lot of what was going on in that box. I will preface this by saying this video is not sponsored in any way by Jesse James Beads. They didn't put me up to this video. This is just me doing what I usually do, and that is sharing some finished pieces with you guys, showing you some things that I've made just to hopefully give you some help and inspiration and ideas on things you can do with your own beads. So that being said, they did send me a box free of charge for review, and I will be giving my honest opinions on that, as I always do. And I will just say that while I think the boxes are great, they're a lot of fun, they have a lot of really unique pieces in them. For me personally, there were just some things in there that I'm not normally drawn to work with. One of those being some very large chunky beads like this, and the other being some plastic and acrylic type beads. I'm just not drawn to those personally. Now, if you love those types of things, I'm not knocking you at all. I think that's wonderful. I just think we all have different things that we're really drawn to, and for me, that's check glass and gemstones. That being said, I had so much fun working with the materials in the box, and I'm happy to share 12 finished pieces from those materials. And even though there were some things that I'm not personally as drawn to, I still think I was able to come up with some fun things to share with you guys. So the first thing you see here is this necklace. This is kind of a long, kind of opera length necklace, and they had sent 2 strands of strung beads and bead caps in their box, and a lot of these beads came from those strands. They were different colors, all kinds of stuff going on. They were pretty neat. So I decided to first take all the beads off the strands and kind of put them together by type or color just to get an idea for what I wanted to do. I decided that I really liked these colors together. There were some peach ones that I did take out. I didn't like them as much in the mix with these colors, but that was just personal preference. And I decided to make kind of a long opera length necklace with these large chunky beads kind of periodically up the chain. This particular chain came from the box as well. They sent some chain that had some crystal rondelle beads that you could actually take off, and you could put the chain back together however you wanted to, which I think is pretty cool. And so that's what I did. I basically took all the crystal rondelles off, then I was left with this pile of just the silver toned chain that I put together. And as I was laying everything out on my bead mat, I just decided how long I wanted the necklace and how much length of chain I wanted in between each of these segments. So I think it came out pretty cool. I like the colors together, like I said, and I think it'll look really pretty like on a sweater or something like that, just to add some fun pops of color and whatnot. So that's the first thing I made from the beads in the box. And by the way, I didn't say this, but not everything is 100% from the January box, so I did bulk up these pieces with things from my own stash and also some things from the December box. So these pieces are all inspired, and I did try to use as much as I could from the January box, but there are some other things bulking up those materials. Let me go ahead and get into the earrings. So they had sent these really interesting spiral findings right here, which I really liked. They have a little rhinestone inside, and they also sent a bead mix that was mostly glass that I really enjoyed. And it had these 2 very pretty kind of periwinkle or light lavender colored glass rectangular beads inside. Very simple, just did some simple wire wrapping, and I think that they coordinated well together, and I love the little sparkle that these give on the earrings. So that's the first pair of earrings. The second pair was also made from some glass beads that they had sent, and those are these lovely purple beads. They are round, but they're kind of flat, and they had these really cool striations inside. Definitely could see how they coordinated these beads with their Across the Universe theme, because the way the striations are in there, they definitely look like little planets or something. And then I just added these little crystal or glass drops on the bottom that also came in the bead mix. I thought they coordinated well with the purple. They kind of have that AB finish on them that has some of the flashes of purple and blue and whatnot. And I think they came out really cute as well. Of course, since they sent 2 of those beads, I thought they would make a good pair of earrings. The third pair of earrings I made are using these really cute frosted glass stars that came in the January box. I loved these so much. They're kind of chunky, and they came with another little jump ring on the top so you could use them as charms. They also had the little eye pin sticking in there as well, so you could decide how you wanted to hang those on your piece or use them. I was digging through some of the beads I had left in my December box, and I found these really nice black, chunky, kind of asymmetrical glass beads as well, and thought they would make a really nice classic pair of earrings with a extra funky little spin, being that they have these little stars on the bottom. The next things I'll show you are the 3 bracelets that I made, and the first bracelet is this 3-strand bracelet. And what I did at first, my process when I had started my designing of all these different pieces, was I took all the beads from the bead mix and kind of separated them out just to see how many I had. I coordinated things kind of by color. I also took the beads off the 2-strung strands that they had and put those together as well, separated out the bead caps, separated out the beads, and just really got a layout of everything that came in the box, and that kind of helped me decide what to put together. And maybe I'll do a video on that next time of the design process, because I know I had a couple people asking me about that as well. It's just kind of hard to film that, but we'll see. I'll do my best. So a lot of these came from that bead mix that I really liked from the box, and there were just these really cute little cube beads. They've got kind of that iris or metallic finish. It's really neat. I pulled some of these darker black beads from the beads I had left over from the December box, but all in all I thought it made a really cute little 3-strand bracelet. And then I attached one of their little Saturn charms on the bracelet as well from the January box, which I thought was really cute. Adds a nice little detail that kind of makes the bracelet a little bit more interesting. So you're going to see today that everything here is strung. These are strung pieces, and if you've been with me for a while, you guys know I like to do a mix of strung beading projects and also bead weaving. So typically when I do a finished jewelry update, you're going to see a mix of those types of things, but because of the nature of the beads in the Jessie James box, you're going to be seeing all stringing today. The second bracelet I made is this wrap bracelet, and these were the beads that inspired me to make this bracelet, these purple ones right here, and they had a little bit of like blue. They almost look a little tie-dye in a way, or like water was dripped on ink, so it's kind of cool. The only thing that I will say is, again, these feel like there's some type of plastic, and I'm just not a huge fan of plastic beads. If you love to work with plastic beads, I'm not knocking you, so please don't take offense at what I'm saying. We all just have our favorites. So if these were glass, I would have been a lot more happy, but that being said, it's not like somebody would really know unless they were feeling them or up super close on them. I still think they're very cool looking. So I liked the way that they had that blue inside the design on the purple beads, and I was looking through my stash and I found these chunky 6/0 seed beads in that pretty blue color, as well as a coordinating purple color. Those had come from bbcraft.com in a previous haul that I shared, and then these gold beads are size 8/0 seed beads that came from them as well. And I just decided to make one really long strand that changed every 7 to 7.5 inches with different patterns that coordinated, and ended the piece with a coordinating gold toggle clasp and then a little gold feather charm from my own stash, which I thought was really cute. So that is the second bracelet. The third bracelet I made, these beads are all from the January box. They sent this mix of seed beads, but they were plastic, and once again, just not super thrilled to get plastic beads in the box, but that's just my preference. I still think they look really cool, and they're lightweight, which is nice, so you don't feel like you have a lot of really heavy jewelry on the wrist, so there's a benefit to that, I guess. But I really like how these colors work together. I really like the foiling that is inside these beads because it makes them look super shiny and bright and almost does give them the appearance of glass. And then of course these cute little glittery beads as well. I thought they were really adorable. And then they had sent a second Saturn charm in the box, which I decided to pop on one of the ends of the memory wire bracelet, and I thought that that came out really cute. So just an idea, if you did get the January box, everything here was from that if you're interested in making a little memory wire bracelet. And I do have a tutorial for making memory wire bracelets that I will try to link up there in the corner if you're interested. So these are the 3 bracelets and the 3 pair of earrings that I decided to make from the January box, and you already saw my first necklace. I do have 5 more necklaces to share with you guys, so let me move these materials out of the way and we'll get into those. So the first necklace I want to share with you is this one right here, and they had sent this gorgeous blue goldstone pendant. It's really sparkly, and blue goldstone I do know is glass. It's a man-made type stone, so it is not an actual gemstone, but it is gorgeous. And again, I used the Jessie James beads chain that I had taken apart and kind of put back together, and I used some of these little rhinestone spacer beads that they had sent. Then from another subscription box, coincidentally in January, I'd gotten these flat round blue goldstone beads as well, so that happened to coordinate perfectly, so I decided to use those. I had 4 of them and I used them going up the chain on that necklace, and I think it worked out really nicely. So it is a longer necklace, so it's kind of hard to fit it in the view of this camera, and this isn't quite the right display to show you on. It just happens to fit a little bit better, but it is a longer necklace, and so it does fit lower down on the chest. This moves around a little bit, but if I can get it situated, can get kind of a better idea of what it looks like. And then I just added my own little lobster clasp and extender chain. I did like being able to use the blue goldstone beads that I had gotten last month as well in this project, and I like how it looks on the chain. Then I have another necklace to show you, sharing some more of their really chunky classic Jessie James beads that are a lot of fun to look at, and I decided to use one of the tassels that they sent in the box as kind of the focal to that necklace. So on those 2 strung lengths of beads that they had sent in the box, they had included these right here and these cool beads right here, and these right here were from the December box, but I thought they coordinated really well. I did add a few spacers from my own stash, but this chain was from the January box as well, which was really nice chain, very heavy duty, good quality feeling chain, and I thought it complemented the silver tones on these beads really nicely. To come up with this particular necklace, it helped to be able to separate all the beads off the strands and out of the bead mixes and kind of put things together by color. That way I could take certain things from one strand and mix them with another, and some things from the tassel mix, and see how they coordinated, and it just really made things a little bit easier visually to put them together. The next necklace I have to show you is this one right here, and it looks to be fire polish beads. They're really nice. They're pretty chunky as well, and I did pop in some of those acrylic beads in between and some bead caps from my own stash. These kind of diamond shaped beads did come in the bead mix, and it's like black on one side and then it's got this really cool bluish metallic color on the other, and then a couple of these other glass beads that came in their mix as well. And I just thought it made a really cool single strand necklace. The colors coordinated really well. And then I just added some of their chain on the back from the January box, as well as adding a segment of extender, and I think it came out really cute. Here's a look at it all laid out, just like that. And then these fire polish beads are black on one side and have that AB finish kind of on the other, so as they turn you get a different color play on the necklace, which I thought was pretty cool. Our next necklace is made from the glass pearls that they had sent that had this cool design on them. It was these beads right here. They sent a container of these. They had a lot of blues and pinks and this kind of antique bronze color and some cream and white on there. So I decided to combine those beads with some glass pearls from my own stash and just do kind of a loose braided type 3-strand necklace. I added some smaller glass pearls in between these colorful ones, and then just picked out 2 shades of blue that kind of picked up tones that I had seen in the design of these beads. Pulled everything together in these findings that I had already in my stash, and then just added some stainless steel chain that I had from my stash as well, and an extender with a little embellishment on the back that I like to do. And just as another form of interest, I didn't have the colored pattern going all the way up to the bead cap. I did have a segment of these white glass pearls starting out, which I think somehow makes the piece look even more cohesive because all 3 strands started out the exact same way. So there's one more look at this glass pearl necklace. I think it's pretty classic and cute looking. And then the very last necklace I have to share with you guys is something kind of funky but cool. I wanted to share this little element with you. So this is actually a chandelier earring finding that I had in my stash that I turned upside down to make a necklace finding, and I was able to string 2 strands off of this. I did some more wire wrapping. These are some of the rondelle beads, the crystal rondelles that had come on that original Jesse James beads chain that I had taken off, and I just restrung them with some of the other acrylic or the plastic beads that they had sent. When I was laying out my materials at first to decide what I was going to make, I did see that these tassels coordinated really well, these colors with these crystal rondelles and these plastic beads. So I decided I wanted to do something to put them together. I didn't want to just do one basic strung necklace with tassels kind of hanging off and things like that. I wanted to do something more interesting because I really like to find new elements and new ways of using things that I can share with you guys in these updates to hopefully help you think a little bit more outside the box. So I did that, and then I just kind of gathered the 2 strands up to these crystal rondelles here on the wire wrap, and then added my own stainless steel chain on the back as well as an extender like I usually do. So I thought that came out pretty cool. I love how this makes a really interesting focal. This didn't have any loops hanging off the sides or anything besides the bottom here, which was really the top if you want to make it a chandelier earring. And one other thing I want to mention too was it actually had 2 other loops. It had a loop here and it had a loop here. You can't even tell that they had extra loops here, and I didn't want to do a 3-strand necklace, so I tried it and it worked. I love how the diamond shape kind of looks like a kite shape, makes a really cool focal here on the bottom, and how the tassels kind of coordinate well together with the colors of the beads. Just used jump rings to pop those on where I wanted them in these open spaces of that design. So that is what I have to share with you guys today. I want to thank Jesse James Beads again for sending me a really cool box of beads to play with and to hopefully inspire you guys with some ideas. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful for you. Please feel free to leave me a comment down below letting me know if you received the box for January and what you might have made with some of these materials, or if this was helpful for you. I hope to be back very soon. I have a lot more in store this week. You may have seen this bracelet that I have on my wrist, and I am prepping to do the next tutorial, which I promised you guys I would do based on these really cool cube beads. I'm really excited about this tutorial. I have many more bead subscription unboxings coming up for February, and hopefully more jewelry updates to come very soon as well. So thank you everybody for being with me. I appreciate it so much. I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day, and as always, happy beading. If you enjoyed this video, I'd love you to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell if you'd like to see more of my videos, and check out the video description section to follow along on all of my social media handles, and check out my new website and blog at orchidandopal.com. Thanks for watching!